one thing that's easy for me to say since I'm not running again, but hopefully you're going to have new leadership in both the House and the Senate for the first time, where that's happening simultaneously in 6 years or something like that, with the change of the pro tem in the Senate, for some serious rethinking of what we tax and where we spend the money. It was interesting a few years ago when Representative Dank ran, I believe it was a bill on lowering the automatic cap for increasing property taxes. I was talking to one of the freshmen while the debate was going on. I said, "You watch this. You're going to see Mike Shelton, a Democrat, and Sally Kern both vote for it. And if I'm not mistaken, they both actually debated for it. That's rare. Maybe the only time it ever happened. So the public is very opinionated about taxes. It may not seem like that to the casual observer, but it's interesting, and it's, I think, instructive to see that President Bourne did not propose a referendum on the income tax cut. That would have been the easy thing to do. If you don't like the income tax cut because you're an educator and you don't think we should be doing that, why didn't you do that? Because if you got a referendum on the ballot on the income tax cut to roll that back, and it was successful, then you'd see the legislature stop looking at that. That was not chosen for a reason. The public supports it. And we're a representative body, whether you're in the House or the Senate, and that matters. But then I think just today, in the last few days, Oklahoma City's sales tax revenue's down still yet. So there's got to be some reform of how we do our taxes. That is going to be a big challenge, and I think that's something that we're all going to have to watch. One thing I want to mention, too, Anastasia triggered this, but not enough reading coaches. When I've talked to new teachers, they don't feel like they come out of college prepared, including my sister, who's about 6 years into her teaching career. One of the things that has got to happen, the legislature can't tell higher ed what to do because higher ed is constitutional. What we can do is say, to be certified as a teacher in the state, you have to have had this kind of training or education. And the legislature is going to have to develop the backbone to say, to be a teacher certified in the state of Oklahoma, you have to have been trained and educated in these areas. And it was interesting, on the standards rewrite, the steering committee that's happened over the last few years, the Chancellor of Higher Education serves on that steering committee along with a lot of administrators and teachers. And they started really taking higher ed to task that you're sending us teachers that aren't prepared to teach in the classrooms and the diversity of the students that are in the classroom. So there's a lot of these kinds of things. I want to see higher pay for teachers, but we also need to, at the same time, be working to get higher ed to get on board with helping really prepare the teachers for what they're going to face when they get to the classroom. And that's just not happening. So there's a lot of moving parts here.